Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Very good to see y'all, or I guess very good for you to see me. Hope everyone is having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day so far. I woke up, had breakfast, some new furniture stuff came in today, so today is so far just going so good. Anyways, I wanted to film this video because I know that you guys love when I do kind of like these girl talk advice videos, and I really like doing these too because whenever I'm giving you guys advice, it's also advice that I'm taking in for myself. So thank you all so much for sending in your questions. The theme of today's girl talk would be a little bit more along the relationship side. I'm gonna answer some questions about friendships. They're not just questions for like couples in a relationship, it's also for people getting out of a breakup. So anyways, I hope you guys like this video. I'm super excited to film it. I know it's gonna be long, so I'm just gonna give y'all a little warning. So go ahead and go get your snacks, get yourself a drink or some wines and some cheeses, and let's get to girl talking. This message comes from Antonia PRM, and this is what she said. I actually don't necessarily have a question, but I absolutely love your girl talk videos. Thank you. Just as much as I love Weylie TV. I guess since you said it will be a relationship Q&A, I'm interested in what you think about or how you feel knowing quite a lot of your friends or people your age get married now. And also just in general, a very simple but sincere one. How are you doing lately? First of all, thank you so much for asking how I'm doing. I feel like a lot of people ask that question like, oh, how are you? But then they don't really care. It's just to be nice and you just have to ask it. But I honestly am doing pretty well. About a few weeks ago, I was going through a little bit of a hump, but I'm slowly kind of getting back into it. I started going back to yoga, and just working out has been helping me a lot, and just overall I've been trying to keep myself in like a good mood, and I'm doing honestly like pretty darn good as of right now. So thank you so much for asking. And so for your question, yes, so my friend Emily just got married, and Jen, as you guys know, is getting married sometime this year, and you know, I don't think anything of it. I mean, I do realize that I'm at the age where, you know, people be getting married, but it doesn't make me feel any type of way. It doesn't make me feel like I need to rush. It's obviously making me think about what I would want for my wedding. You know, like just from going to Emily's wedding and seeing Jen plan her wedding, I am having these thoughts about like, oh, okay, what kind of wedding do I want? And then I started looking at rings because, you know, we're on the topic of rings and things, but it's not really making me like emotionally feel like, oh, I'm ready to be married because, you know, my friends are getting married. Because I truly don't think Juan and I are at the stage of marriage, even though we kind of live like a married life. But I feel like, you know, marriage is obviously another stage of your relationship, regardless if you guys live together or not. It's just a different mindset. And although we are committed to each other, I just don't think that we're at that stage where we're like, all right, let's, you know, get engaged and then let's have like a wedding and all that planning involved, and just kind of getting all my family involved, all of his family involved. So as of right now, I'm just so happy for my friends. I love getting to be like a part of their wedding and just seeing them like in those emotions. But for myself, I'm just not there yet. Like I'm cool. Like I'm cool with just this dating stage. And I know like a lot of people, you know, I started to feel the pressure about like a year and a half, 2 years ago, because I guess Juan and I are kind of entering our late 20s now. And because we've been dating for like almost 7 years, it just seems right, and people are thinking that like, oh, well, you guys should be getting married because it's been so long, you know. And I've been feeling the pressure, and the only thing I can say to that is just know that if another couple is okay with where they're at, they don't need to be married in order for them to like progress in their relationship. They don't need to be married in order for them to truly be happy, you know? Like some couples are totally okay with just staying in the dating stage and just never getting married, and they're truly happy, and that's all that matters, you know? So I've been getting a lot of these comments. Wah has been getting a lot of these comments like asking us, when are we gonna get married? And honestly, we don't plan on it anytime soon. It's not that anything is wrong with the relationship. It's just we don't feel like we're wanting to go through that right now. We're happy this way, so we're not thinking about marriage as of right now. Next question comes from, oh, actually she wants to stay private, so I'm not gonna say her name. She said, hey girl, my question is, how do you keep the flame or spark going in your relationship with Wah? Love you. I love you too. So for Wah and I, as I just said, we've been dating for like almost 7 years, and trust me girl, we have our phases where we just come in and out of just like, oh my god, I'm so in love, and like honeymoon stage to like, okay, I'm getting a little bored. This is very routine. So we go through these roller coasters of like stages in our relationship too, like just like anybody else. Even though like, you know, obviously on video, we're always showing us like being happy and things, because we're just not people that really want to like put our business on blast. Like I wouldn't want to vlog when we're arguing, although I've said before that I want to show that side more to you guys because it's the reality of relationships and I don't want it to always seem like rainbows and sunshine. But I find that as we're gaining more views, we're just in a way kind of wanting our privacy a little more, especially in a relationship. Like the internet is so brutal nowadays, and I hope you guys don't think that we're not trying to be real with you guys. It's just for the sake of our privacy and for us to just have some sort of like sanity in our relationship. That's why we don't want to broadcast like arguments and things like that. But obviously, if you guys ever ask about like relationship advice about arguments, I'm happy to like share my experience, but just overall I don't want to pick up the camera when we're fighting and I'm crying. Like, you know, it's just, that's just not our thing. And we feel like in a relationship, even though we are putting our lives online, it doesn't mean that we need to, I guess, share all our vulnerable states, you know? Sorry, I'm getting like all sidetracked. What am I talking about? Okay, how do we keep the flame and spark going in our relationship? I find that for our relationship, what helps us like regain that spark is going on like weekend getaways or just like really unplugging from everything work related, social media related, even just like binge watching TV shows, because that's not really spending good quality time. Even though I love Netflix and chill, like that's my shit, okay? I love, or not Netflix and chill, TVB dramas and chill, okay? Those moments are good. We're just chilling and like watching TV together. It's not really quality time. And I feel like for us, we just love doing like a small road trip, going somewhere and just really enjoying each other's company. Or it could just be like going to the beach or like going to the park with no other distractions and like talk, you know, actually hang out, talk about life, talk about how we've been feeling, talk about like the dogs and like just talking. I feel like communication is so key in a relationship. So aside from having like quality time where we go out and like have a day to each other or like a weekend together, I think in a relationship, especially if you're in an intimate relationship where you guys like, you know, have sex and stuff, it's important to kind of keep that spark alive. Like you can't be doing the same positions like over and over and then expect like a different outcome, you know? In a relationship, I feel like it takes a lot to keep up. And if you're constantly doing the same things, you're naturally gonna feel bored. And this can go towards sex, it could be towards like what you cook to eat, it could be what type of shows you watch. Like there has to be some sort of like a change throughout your routine. Of course you can have a routine, but that routine can't be like going on for like years and years and then you wondering why, like, oh, well we used to enjoy doing this, why don't we enjoy it now? It's just our brains are naturally like, we need things to like spice up our minds, you know? We need to feel excited for something, and it's just a very natural like human emotion to get bored. So what I'm basically saying is, if you feel like the spark of your relationship is dying down, you gotta break out of the routine. You know, you have to find new things to do, find new sex positions, okay, let's be real. And you know, you have to like eat new food, try new restaurants, and like have new things to talk about. I find that a lot of relationships start going downhill because it's so routine. You know, you come home from work and you're just venting about like the drama that's going on in your work, or you're venting about like how stressed out you are. And although your partner is supposed to be someone for you to vent to all the time, sometimes it's just too much. You know, you don't want to come home and listen to that. Instead of using that time with your boyfriend to be a time of venting and just releasing like, you know, anger or like just things that upset you, why not turn it into something positive and ask them, how was your day? And like, you know, oh, let's look forward to this, like let's plan this, so that there's something that you're excited about. Next question. So she asked, hi Weylie, I've been watching your videos and vlogs since forever. Thank you so much. Love you, Wa, and all 5 fur babies. I love watching your vlogs because I can relate so much, especially I also moved from the Bay Area to LA. For the question, my boyfriend and I broke up after 2 years because his mom doesn't think I'm the one for him and does not give us her blessing for getting engaged. Growing up in an Asian family, we know family is important. I guess what would you do if Wa's mom does not approve of you? Okay, this is a tough one. The way I feel about it is, you are the one dating your boyfriend. It's not a relationship for anyone to kind of put their 2 cents into. It is your relationship. It is who you want to spend the rest of your life with. With that being said, I truly believe in respecting your parents. You know, when I was younger, I was pretty rebellious and I feel like, oh, whatever the fuck my parents say, it's none of my business because that's your problem if you upset about it. But now I do truly understand that you do want to be respectful. This is just what I would do if I was in your situation. I feel like if you both truly love each other, you have to find a way for the mother to accept you. Even though I know that's really hard and sometimes it just doesn't happen. But think about it like this. If you were a mother, right? If you were your boyfriend's mom and she spent her whole life raising her son, she loves her son to death. She probably loves him more than you can ever love him, you know? After all, that is her blood. Because she is the mother, I feel like she does have a right to be upset, you know? She has the right to be concerned. And I mean, I don't know why she doesn't like you, but you know, I can understand that for a mother, if she feels like, oh, this is not the right person for my son, she's gonna feel a certain way. But I feel like if you truly love your partner, you just have to accept the fact that, you know what, this is his mom and I will always have to respect her because that's what she deserves. She brought him to this world, she raised him, like she does deserve that respect. And I think that it's on you to be as patient as you can and try to work on this relationship. I know it's gonna be hard. I've seen it with my friends where it's a really, really long, tough journey trying to get their mother-in-law to like them. But in the end, if you love the person, you will do it for them. Actually, to share a more personal story is my mom, when she married my dad, my grandma hated her, like did not like her, argued with her every day, tried to break her and my dad up. They did not like each other for basically 20 years. Like my mom and my grandma never got along. But then they finally, you know, in the past 2 years, found their way to connect. And this is just a perfect example. You can't let go of your relationship just because someone on the outside says, no, you can't. You have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in what you love and what you care about and fight for it. Just because someone disagrees doesn't mean that that's the end for you. Although the person disagreeing is like the mom and it's like a big deal, just know that this is your life and you're gonna create it and you're gonna make it work if that's what you truly want. With all that being said, I feel like he also plays a huge role in this situation. If he's not willing to be with you because his mom is upset about it, then really there's nothing you can do about it. It has to be both of you agreeing to want to make this relationship work. Next question, she would like to remain anonymous, so this is what she asked. Hi Weylie, I've been watching you forever. I'm Chinese American and I relate so much to your vlogs. I have a question about friendships. How do you keep long distance friendships alive, especially when both people are busy and aren't really texters? Chat combos are hard to keep going when replies are only every couple days and FaceTiming every few weeks hardly makes up for all the lost time. So I actually was in the situation with Sophie. So a few years ago, I met Sophie. I met her like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that. And we just completely hit it off and we just became like best friends, like on the quickness. We just connected so well. We always laugh about our friendship and how it all started because we became best friends without even really hanging out with each other. But the connection was just there. So, which leads me to my next point. In a friendship, if the connection is there, it won't die, okay? I truly believe in that. Yes, you have to make an effort in like talking and chatting and stuff, but just because there's a distance and just because you guys aren't talking much shouldn't make your friendship die. And if your friendship does die, it wasn't a good friendship to begin with. Growing up, my mom always said, if you can just find one best friend in your life, that's all you ever need. So my mom has like 3 best friends, but one she's especially close with. She moved away from China from her best friend when she was like 18 years old. And they somehow lost contact because way back then it was hard to like, you know, call internationally and stuff like that. It just cost a lot of money. So then they kind of lost contact for years. And then when I think my mom was in her 30s or something, so like literally like 10, 15 years later, they started to kind of reconnect again. And anytime my mom would go back to Asia, she would see her. And their friendship just picks up wherever it left off. It never completely goes away. They always will have that love for each other. And that to me is a true friendship. If your friendship dies because you're not talking every day, you're not FaceTiming as much as you would like, that friendship probably wasn't ever that meaningful, you know, even though that's really like mean to say and I know it's hard to take, but I truly do believe that a true friend will always be your friend despite distance, despite the amount you guys talk to each other. It will always be there because that's kind of what I have with Sophie, and that's also what I see in other people and in my mom. A strong friendship, like, you just have this bond. It's like you guys are sisters and it never goes away because of distance. Next question, she asked, hello sister, I'm wondering if you felt anxious about turning 25 because I'm going to have my 25th birthday in July and have a full-on depression about it. Thoughts about still not having my shit together as I should have at this age. If yes, do you have any tips on how to overcome this? Love ya. First of all, happy early birthday. And second of all, you should not feel ashamed or just nervous and anxious about not having your shit together. I know it's very natural for all of us to feel that, and I feel those emotions all the time too, but just know that, you know, life is a journey and we always think so hard about, oh, when am I gonna get there? Like, how am I gonna get there? And oh my God, when I'm there, I'll be good. But the reality is, what is most valuable is the journey you getting there. Once you get to where you want to be in life, then you're like, okay, now what? You have to believe in yourself. You really have to believe in yourself, and you have to cancel out what everyone else is saying and what everyone else is doing. I think naturally we feel like, oh, I don't have my shit together because we compare ourselves to other people. You know, I have my moments where I look at other YouTubers who have been in this YouTube business much shorter than I have and way more successful than I. And I sometimes will have these thoughts where I'm like, damn, like, am I not doing enough? But then I always tell myself, no, cut that thought, because everyone is on their own path. Just because I'm going a little slower, or just because I maybe will never reach where you are, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be successful and that I'm not going to be happy. You have to be realistic with your goals, you know, and even if you don't reach your goals at a certain time that you expected yourself to, just know that you only fail in life when you give up in life. My mom and my dad are the most persistent, hardworking people I know. Like, my parents, I can't even tell you how many times they have invested their money in something or like tried to do something and failed terribly at it. But my parents, they continue to push through, even though they're in debt, even though they're like really, really struggling compared to their siblings. They're like, nope, I'm gonna keep working at life. And this is something that I really learned from them. You never fully fail until you give up. As long as you still have that little spark in you and you keep going, you gotta believe in your journey. You gotta believe that one day you'll get there. Even if that means you'll go 10 times slower than other people, it doesn't matter. You're still working towards something for yourself. Instead of dreading your 25th birthday and thinking, damn, I'm 25 now, I should have accomplished this and that, just see it as this is another year of opportunities. This is another year, you know? From now to 26 is another year. I got 12 full months to work on myself and get better and reach my goals. Just because you're 25 and you haven't reached your goals that you wanted to reach at 25 doesn't mean that you can't achieve it by 26. You know, like, why let that number hold you back? Why let that scare you and think that, well, time's up? It's not. Like, time is not up, okay? You have all the time in the world, and as long as you keep trying, girl, you will get there. Next question, this person asked, if you could give someone advice for feeling sad about not having a boyfriend during high school because they are shy, what would you say? I would say, girl, why are you sad? Does having a boyfriend really add value to your life? This is something I always ask teenagers when they ask me about like boy problems and things like that. I think because the media glorifies like couple goals, relationship goals, so many people think like, oh, if I'm in a relationship, I'll be happy. But just know that in a relationship, shit goes down, girl. Like, sometimes in a relationship, it's not rainbows and butterflies. Sometimes I do have thoughts where I was like, well, if I was single, then I wouldn't be stressing about this. Then I wouldn't be crying about this. There is something amazing about being single, especially when you're still in high school, you know? You don't need to be in a relationship in order for you to feel happy or complete, because you can still have a great life without a man. In your question, you said that you don't have a boyfriend because you are shy. But just know that being shy doesn't mean guys won't like you. There are guys out there who would love you for who you are, love you for your shyness. The right person, when they come around, will love you for who you are. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're shy. I've had so many people tell me like, you know, if I was more outgoing, I would find a man. But that is not true. Like, not every guy wants a girl that is very forward. You know, some guys do like girls who are a little more shy and reserved. So I'm all about timing, and I feel like if right now in high school you just don't have a boyfriend, you'll be all right. Trust me. This is a time for you to really figure out yourself. You know, so many people in high school want a relationship. I was one of them. I was someone that really wanted a relationship because I never really loved myself. And I thought that if I had a boyfriend and he would love me, then I would feel loved and I'll be happy. But that is not the truth. You gotta focus on yourself. And especially with you being in high school, you know, you're very, very young. And I think from teenage to adulthood, that is a time for you to figure yourself out, to really understand who you are as a person, what you want in life, what you want to do in life, you know, career-wise, or like what you want in a relationship. Don't dive into a relationship not knowing what you want yet, because it will be very difficult. Obviously, when you date someone, you learn along the way, but I think it's very important for you to at least have self-love first. Don't rush it. You're still so young. There is a long way for you to go. When timing hits, you will meet that person. So I think this is gonna be the last question. I'm getting like really parched, I'm really thirsty, and I think this video is getting really long. So her question is, hi Weylie, I hope you do a relationship Q&A because I really need some advice. I was in a super toxic relationship for 6 months now, and I keep telling myself to leave, but for some reason I can't. I am so afraid to be alone, and I just seem to hold on to the good memories rather than the bad ones, which are way more than good. We ended up breaking up mutually, and after all of it, I'm the one left sad. Like, why do I feel this way, and he doesn't seem like it's affecting him. I did so much for him and cared, and I felt so unappreciated, and I feel like there's so many questions that I want answers to. I'm hurting so bad, and I just want to get over it. Sorry, I know this is long, but please help me out. I know my self-worth, but I don't know. Girl, first of all, I just want to give you a big hug right now. I hope you can feel the warmth of this. I know it's a tough time. Like, I'm a little emotional just like reading your message because I really feel you. So I just want to say, I love you, and I know this is a hard time, but you'll get through it, and I hope that my response can help you. So, you know, toxic relationships are so hard. Like, I feel like I was definitely someone who used to always get myself in toxic relationships. I always seem to like go for the wrong guys, and I didn't date much, as you guys know. I've told you guys many times, but I've been in a lot of those like talking to a guy and like thinking it's gonna go somewhere, and then it just kind of falls out. So I do understand these toxic relationships. Like, you know it's bad for you and you are so upset in it, but at the same time you just can't seem to let it go, and you just keep going back. You have to recognize your self-worth. And although in your message you said that you do know your self-worth, you need to know it a little more. I am a person where I always try to look at the big picture. I try to remove myself from my emotions at the moment and think about the long run. I feel like if you know that this is a toxic relationship, you have to realize that I deserve better and that I will be happier once this chapter of my life closes. It's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be really hard for you to let that go, because obviously you have that connection, and maybe you even have that sense of jealousy, right? Like, you're feeling like, damn, I cannot see him with someone else because that will tear me apart. You have to let go of all those emotions and think about your future. You have to believe that there is someone out there that is gonna love you for who you are and not manipulate you, and just truly be the man of your dreams. This guy right now that is making you just feel absolutely horrible in just, what is it, 6 months of time of you guys being together? Yes, 6 months of time. If within just this small 6 months of time and you feel so mistreated, how do you think your future is gonna look? You know, I don't wanna predict, because you know, honestly, things could get better. I feel like when you love someone, especially at the beginning, it should be easy. You know, the beginning should be a time where you are very into each other. It's the honeymoon stage. You guys should be obsessed with each other. And if at this point you're still not feeling appreciated and you feel just so unhappy, why not think about how much better you could be doing without this person? I know it's really hard. It's really easier said than done, but you have to look at the bigger picture and think about, you know what? I deserve so much better. You know, someone else who would appreciate me will come along. And trust me, girl, he will come along. A lot of us have to go through heartbreaks in order for us to learn what we truly want in a relationship. And I think for you in this situation, you gotta take the positive out of it. Take what you learn from this relationship and apply it to your next one. You know, now you've learned that you really want a guy who appreciates you. And you can take that knowledge and move it on to your next relationship that you'll have. Every day is a day for you to work on being stronger. Instead of waking up, missing him, and hurting so bad, try to think about how you can move forward. Start doing things that make you happy. Even if it's dreadful and that's the last thing you want to do it. You gotta break out of this sad cycle. If you constantly sulk and you stay here, you're only going to get more and more upset. You have to move on with life, and this is with anything, not just in a relationship, but every single day you gotta push. You gotta push yourself to be happy. You gotta push yourself to like find things to do. And especially in this time, you have to find things for you to have more self-love. Whether it be working out, hanging out with friends, meeting new friends, hanging out with your family, or surrounding yourself with things that you love. Like for me, I love dogs, and whenever I'm sad, I surround myself with dogs. So you have to find something that can help you get through the day and make you a stronger person at the end of it. And you have to believe in yourself that you will be okay, and you will. Trust me, girl. A year from now, if you just take my advice and continue to push forward and live for yourself and do things that make you happy, 1 year from now, you're gonna look back to this situation and be like, you know what? I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for getting out of it. I'm proud of myself for doing this for myself. And now I'm ready for more happiness. I'm ready to let another person into my life. This is truly a learning experience for you. I know it's hard, but just know that things in life that are hard are only gonna make you stronger. So you got this, girl. All right, guys, well, that is it to this video. I hope you guys liked it. I always say this at the end of a video, but I really do hope you guys enjoy my videos, and thank you so much that you do. That is all I have for today. I loved all the questions. There were actually so many more questions besides the ones I read, and I just want to thank you all for submitting them, and I'm just truly grateful and thankful that you guys appreciate my advice and, you know, want to come to me, because I know this is very sensitive. You know, I'm not someone that you know personally in your real life, but for some reason you feel comfortable with coming to me, a stranger, with your problems or with things that make you happy, and I'm just really grateful and thankful that you guys allow me to be that person for you. So thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what advice video you guys want me to do. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you so much for sending in your questions, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!